I'm running down the field, cleats pounding on turf, wind flowing through hair, ball gliding over the ground. I juke past the last defender, take a shot, and watch the ball sail right over the goalie's head and into the corner of the net. As the final whistle blows, I'm taken down in a tangle of bodies, and my teammates and I fall onto the field laughing and shouting. We had just won the championship game. I was truly happy. I've had a pretty good life. Straight A's, captain of the soccer team, always surrounded by friends. I hardly had a care in the world. Elementary school was easy peasy, lemon squeezy, and I breezed on by. I walked into Springview Middle School like a queen into her kingdom, confident and sure. I quickly secured a place with one of the most popular cliques in school and looked forward to my continuing good fortune. Well, that didn't last long. I didn't even get past the first trimester before I was exposed to the soul-sucking, confidence-crushing wickedness that was the female preteen. They used to have their own identities, but now they're just the Barbies. Any thought of them is tinted in pink and reeks of Hollister. I know it started out great. Everyone got along, people were happy, and the knives hadn't been put in any backs yet. However, even the prettiest pictures can crack. If you think of the group as a pack of wolves, and trust me, the ferocity of 12-year-old girls equals that of wolves, Mercedes was the alpha. This caused problems because I wasn't used to letting someone else take control away. We often grappled for power, deciding where to sit, what to play, etc. She won more often than not, but that was because all of the minions glommed onto her. Mercedes was rich, pretty, the picture perfect popular. I was not. The group came under authoritarian rule, and Mercedes' word was law. I was dethroned and turned from queen to rebel. I remember the day I finally walked away, flipping them off the whole way down the basketball court. It was like an action movie, and I was walking away from an explosion, never looking back. I felt so damn cool. I didn't think of the social ramifications until the next day, when I had no one to sit with at lunch. The benches were empty, and the tables cold. I ate alone for the first time in my life. With no one to hang out with, I wandered around until I found myself at the school's library. I'd always loved to read, so maybe it was fate that brought me there. I walked in and was greeted with a warm smile from the librarian. There was a hint of confusion in her expression, and as I looked around the empty room, I realized why. Not a lot of kids spent their precious lunchtime at the library. I was happy to have a place to myself and spent quite a bit of time browsing until a book caught my eye. I pulled the thick volume from the shelf and stared at the cover, a bright red apple and snow-white hands. I had just picked up the book that would launch me into my love of saga stories. I began to read, and seconds later the bell rang. 30 minutes had flown by just like that. It was as if the world had melted away and I was sucked into the story. I was in the parking lot when the car almost crushed Bella. I was in the woods when she found out Edward's sparkly secret. I was there for it all. I had pictured everything so vividly that when I saw the movie years later, I was disappointed that it did not match up with my own imaginings. I'm definitely one of those the book was better than the movie types, and I'll spend an entire film pointing out its flaws. If I imagine something a certain way, it's hard to accept anything else. I thought I would go through life with the same group of friends always by my side, but the Barbies dashed that dream to pieces. I pictured sleepovers and confidants, not smears and callousness. With books, I can bypass the disappointment because I know what to expect from the archetypal characters. Now when I open a book, I am immediately transported to the world within. I've been to Victorian England, ancient Greece, outer space, and more. I am a spectral spectator, floating along with the characters, seeing without being seen. I followed Edmond Dantes on his quest for revenge, battled He Who Shall Not Be Named with Harry, and stalked vampires with Lincoln. I became the director of my own mental movies. I imagine and reimagine characters as new traits are revealed. I build castles, cities, even whole worlds to cater to my imagination. Reading is the one place I truly have control, and it is often my escape from the real world. If I've had a stressful day, I'll pick up a book and melt away. I remember after my first breakdown in college, I locked myself in my room and picked up my well-worn copy of Stephenie Meyer's The Host, only coming out when I smelled dinner. I finished around 3 a.m. and felt more relaxed than ever. Some people meditate to release stress. I prefer the written word. I enjoy many types of books, but my favorite are fantasy. I particularly like books with characters who seem ordinary, then discover they have some great power. I love to imagine myself as these characters and find myself daydreaming that I can control the elements or that I can fly. I feel strong and powerful when I read these books, and those feelings help carry me through tough times. When I feel that I have little power in the real world, I like to escape to the worlds with magic and the supernatural, where I feel like I can do anything. I love books with female protagonists because I feel like I can be them. If she can overcome her mundaneness and find her power, I can too. I still have a pretty good life. Straight A's, youth coach, amazing friends. I have few cares in this world. I guess I should thank the Barbies. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't have the relationship with reading that I do. Because of them, I not only get to live my own life, but thousands of others. I can be who I want, go where I want, and do what I want. The simple flip of a page.